mural de Luna. Last time, 201,000,2026. I slide the door and make my way into the backyard. Everything was going well minutes ago. Olivia, my bionic girlfriend, lets out a sigh and turns towards me. I don't want to talk about it, Inco. Can we just leave? You know that they love you. You can't just go on. Tell me about my family. They're my family too. Olivia reconsiders what she's about to say in silence. Please, what you did is not okay. So, what? I don't get a free pass for being a cripple? Not this again. She wasn't like this. But she's been like this for years, so who fucking cares? Olivia, please. You know they don't see your disability. They love you for who you are. Start acting like it. I don't understand. I don't understand her at all. But this is too far. She needs to go back and apologize. You seriously want to keep things like this? Vinny was crying, you know. You look to the ground. This is wrong. You're acting childish, insecure, inconsiderate, selfish. Livy's now staring daggers at me. I don't like how she's furring. Oh, go on. Say it. I feel like the swear there is unnecessary, but hey. I feel like the harshness is conferred without it. I knew it would end like this. For the past couple of months, her behavior worsened. After a charity for the disabled visitor watched at the gala. Say it. I look at a claw seated in a full display, sharp and scary. I won't push further. I can't. Things will get worse. I don't want to repeat of that night. I don't want to be alone. That's what I thought. I look at her face again. She looks pissed. I need her to understand me. I need her to know that I love her. Shut the fuck up. She like this. I just want help. I said shut up, you useless piece of shit, Skinny. My eyes decide to break eye contact and look at the ground. You can't even stand by your girlfriend. Who are you? What the fuck do you think you're doing? I am. Your pathetic ass should be grateful to have me. Even your parents abandoned you. You don't deserve me, do you hear? Yeah, but we can just fix this by having Olivia say she's so sorry. Yes. Now get the car running. We're leaving. Got it? Yes, dear. Yes, dear. I turn back and walk into the house. I can't even bring myself to look at them. Why didn't I just walk around the house? I don't know. I'm sure they know how it went. I left the door open. They heard everything. I'm sorry. My wife is just a little mad. I leave the household, not waiting for a reply. I quickly enter the car, rev up the engine, and I just stare at the steering wheel. I feel so powerless. Click. Olivia jumps in the front seat without any effort. Quickly get out of the car to collapse a chair and throw it into the trunk. We ride in silence. I don't dare say anything. What do I say to her? It comes naturally, of course. No need for anything fancy. What's wrong? Turns her head towards the moon again. Oh wait, what's wrong? She turns her head towards the moon again and takes a time before answering. I was thinking about everything. I need to understand her. You want to talk about it? Yeah. Get a little closer to her. After a little more staring at the moon in silence, Olivia starts talking. Amy and Liz are gonna be parents now, huh? Yeah, I'm excited for them. Same. It reminds me of something I have long forgotten. What is it? Family! Do you remember our talk when I first came over? Oh wait, do you remember our talk when I first came over? Yeah, when I was killing myself with lean. No, but both we desired to start. No, about how we both desired to start a family of our own. About how we both said we'd like to be parents. Yeah, in the kitchen, remember? What about it? What about it? You were right. About? My stupid obsession. Olivia, I didn't mean... I was so obsessed with inheriting Yatakan's legacy. Forgot about the other things I wanted to have. Look at them, they're so happy. And look at me. Inco, our relationship is terrible. I yelled at you and called you slurs and made you feel small and insignificant. But if I say I'm sorry and we get married and we have a child, it can only get better. We will totally not be a dysfunctional family. I've changed nothing and I'm out of ideas. Even though I thought I was supposed to be some big deal, I lost against Liz again. What do you mean? Just like our career is going stable, I'm stuck in the mud. She's still jealous of Liz? No, I viewed her as inferior, as someone who doesn't really understand art. Oh, this is something else. I was so wrong about her. About everyone. About you. Again. Your first summer's end. I can never forget. I felt something that day. It never really went away. Only got bigger and bigger each day. Felt what? This is really weird. Like, I understand repeating stuff. Like, it's a bit of a Chinese way of asking things, but, like, you're supposed to do that way earlier, contextually. A feeling so strange that it sometimes hurt, sometimes it felt good. I don't know if I could accept it. I couldn't understand it. Soon after I did. I think I get you. The feeling never left me to this day. Even though I've been trying to ignore it for a while now. Every time I just did something stupid, it was sting. It hurt me for a long while now. Are we really saying that she actually feels bad? Doesn't that imply that she's just been consciously worse? Because it's like, oh man, this feels terrible, and I probably should do something else. Nah, I'm just gonna kick Inco while he's down again. This just makes her worse, not better. The pain's bigger than anything else I can feel. Hurts so much, I feel like I lost everything. Inco, I lost my free ride. I feel so bad. Well, during winter break, when I first realized I never had to walk, even for once in my existence, I would never feel my feet. They would forever bound to a wheelchair. It hurt a lot. I could never start an OnlyFans, Inco. I could never start an OnlyFans. My feet won't work. Oh. Then I was told my mentor died. I'm never gonna see him again. And he will never see me improve. That, he will never see the promised painting of a fountain. It hurt so much. Where's it gonna be because she speaks? But you were there with me. We reached the fountain, we confessed to each other, the feeling made the pain go away. Even if not fully. I was not emotionally prepared for this. It turns out that my abusive wife actually feels kind of bad about things, which just makes it worse because it implies that she's been ignoring the fact that she feels like shit about it and just did it anyway because she likes it. Because why else would you fucking do it? Because you're that much of an emotional wreck? Like you're that just unwilling to change? Because like, you know, I know that some people get into habits that they don't like and they keep doing it anyway. But to some extent it implies that they're addicted to it on a level, you know? I no longer had to fear rejection. I don't think it was going to happen because it tried to happen, blah, 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 blah. I feel like if we didn't have all the Olivia stuff, this would work so much better. Like, if we didn't have the Olivia book, we didn't have the Olivia thoughts of her, like, being, I'm so sad, I'm sorry. This would work so much better, because it would feel like a genuine confession instead of, like, the author's already been hinting at this. Like, again, we already know this. We, the reader, should not find this out before Inco does. Why are we using his POV? I'm so confused. Kept hurting. I want to get back in my life, even though I wanted to see you again. Even though I knew what happened was you doing. Daylight come during Christmas. I rob myself of you. It might ache worse, and my back was still hurting. Basically, Olivia just feels like shit over everything she did, and for some reason she kept doing it anyway. I feel like at some point, Olivia, you just gotta... I feel like Olivia should be like, I need to go away from Inco, because if I'm with him, it just gets worse. I'm not helping. This is so terrible. I feel like Olivia should be like, I'm scared of you, Inco. On some level, Olivia should be like, listen, I've hurt you, I've done all these terrible things to you. Like, it's not healthy, it's not normal. I've broken you, Inco. This kind, caring person has been destroyed, and all I can see is the rubble trying to please me. Like, why is no one aware of how fucked up this is? Why is everyone just fine with it? Come on, give me something. The body remembers. You don't love her, man. You're just addicted to getting beat up. You're an abuse victim. But you're also into humiliation. You freak! Guess I'll have to stand the fatal bite. That's not how fatal works. Also, that's not a good joke. That is so bad. I appreciate that he's like, I still have to apologize, Olivia. Inco, you didn't do anything. I still want to apologize. Inco, isn't the whole problem with this relationship that you keep apologizing for everything? I'm sorry. God damn it, Inco. I do appreciate that he's like, wait a minute. We're just doing this. We're just doing the same we did before. It's just that we're a little sadder about it. How about we do something that builds tomorrow? I forgive you for everything you've done. Why is he ellipsing? Again, why is nobody doing something unexpected? Fucking have the plot happen. Do something. Oh. I don't like this at all. I really don't like that these people are like looking at you. It's really awkward. You can't just have these people in this horrible situation and the people inside are like, yeah, the abuser and the victim are back together again because that's more convenient for our social friend groups. If Inco dies, that's a sacrifice we're willing to make. Guess I'll just stare at my family. I guess I'll just look. I love the image of Ferris being like, oh my god, Inco, what did I tell you? I told you to do the opposite of this, you dumb fuck. It's Helomo. He's here. Olivia's father is also gone. He's looking through the kitchen window. He's wiping his face a couple of times. Yay! The dad is like, yes, my daughter's free ride is back on track. I would love it if he wakes up and this is all like a hallucination. And Olivia's like, I'm sorry, Inco. I just don't think it's healthy if we're together. This is so bad. Nothing has changed. You haven't resolved anything. People just say they're sad. Saying you feel bad about injuring someone is not how you solve this plot. This is domestic violence, motherfucker. She didn't steal like $50 from his wallet. She's abused him physically and verbally and mentally for years. This isn't something you say, I'm sorry, and it's fine. Holy shit. You literally start this chapter off with why this is a terrible idea. Oh, fuck. Garbage. 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 Clockmaker. The problem is Olivia's being afterward of what she'd done. Thank God you beat me up, dear husband. To the point to land in the hospital, or else we wouldn't have had the opportunity to patch things up. About time for some consequence to kick down the door and knock her down the stairs. Since, yeah, okay, this is where she's like, listen, Inco hasn't done anything. The story hasn't changed. Like, nothing changed. People just say they've changed. If you kill your boyfriend, he wins. I'm all for a good end. The question is for whom? If you combine the events of E2 with your own story, you could easily argue that Olivia... Okay, yeah, we've already read this, and it's fairly straightforward. Like, hey, you didn't do anything, buddy. Inco, I desire to abuse you forever. Will you marry me? I said it before, and I'll say it again. The reason... marriage and children only make things worse, make worse things worse, and good things better. But they're not a solution. Also, I appreciate that these guys have, like, all the fucking time in the world to do all this bullshit. When all I can think about is, like... Why is she What? Why is she walking? There's another fucking... Oh, she's hallucinating. Okay, so we're doing shitty-ass nightmares. Cool. Where's Clockmaker? There's Clockmaker. There's the guy who has the only correct opinions around here. It does feel like spinning wheels. Sure, nothing's fucking happening. Goddamn. For a story about character developments, the character sure ain't developing. Well, there's something else I would like to get up to, and that's two other things. Inco's the kind of dude who thinks marriage makes things better because it was so romantic. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Como just posted Moto. Oh man, he's a basketball lizardman. Dang, he looks neat. But he doesn't got the cheeks! He doesn't got the cheeks, though. Lizard cheeks are half the battle. You gotta fluff him up a little bit. Como is like pictures where it's like they puff up and fluff the cheeks a little bit. Pap pap. Alright, I'm gonna take a minute. Then we're gonna do. I want to take responsibility and barrel a moose. They're not gonna be too long, and I might actually be able to pull these off. And I might not be completely mad because again, most fics aren't complete train wrecks out of the gate. I don't know how to feel about Inco and not having a sister, because it's just so fundamentally... I don't like how many of these fics are in with nobody fully understanding what the fuck any of their actions actually do. There's so little interest in actions and consequences, and so much more interest in characters just saying they feel bad about stuff, and that's the plot. I'm sad! Okay, but what's happening? Nothing. The characters are just yelling about how sad they are. Inco uses racial slurs. Well, that's a hell of a chapter title. Here's Vicky. Oh, cool. I was promised there'd be a character that Inco's gonna smooch that's not Olivia. Oh. Huh. I mean, not a bad choice, but kind of weird. Man, 49 comments. Is he the scene with her, Olivia, on a staircase? Clockmaker always has the only correct opinion. Oh, shit! We got someone else I agree with! It's Other Skittle on Chapter 12. Personally, with how things have been going so far, I have no hope for Inco and Olivia having a healthy relationship going forwards. Saying they're struggling with understanding each other is the understatement of the century. If Inco ending up in the hospital is enough for them to have a real talk about their relationship and setting up boundaries, there's no hope for them to actually improve. Instead, all we got is Inco giving Olivia a get out of jail free card for no reason, other than her repaying him by currently planning to take advantage of him to get back together. With love like this, who needs enemies? Wait, there's some people complaining about the Olivia chapters. The only thing I'm on the fence about is Olivia's thoughts. I think her attention is being hidden from Inco and the reader, obviously. A nice little guess game. Yes, that's the fucking plot, you moron! The plot is that we don't know what Olivia thinks! That's the fucking tension! And the drama is that we don't know how serious she is. Is she being manipulative? Is she not being manipulative? That's your plot, you dumb, retarded motherfucker! That's why you pick his POV! Jesus! Oh! I should never be an English teacher because I will kill half of my class every year! That's Darwinism for you, baby! I always kill one person in the first class, regardless of if they've written anything, just so that everyone knows I'm serious. I need them to know the stakes. It's only fair. Maybe I'll get like an actual human skull. I don't know where I would get one, but I get a real human skull and I put it on the table. Like in my first year, this is the guy who fucked up. That's not a great way to teach anyone, because it will just get people to clam up and lie and cheat more than anything, because they're trying to avoid consequences more than learn anything. See? And that's what self-awareness looks like! Vicky's not supposed to appear this early, and Olivia was not supposed to leave Inco alone early in the... Wow. Half of you will not pass this class because you need to be alive. I have 2 requirements for finishing this class. 1, you're alive. 2, I'm out of ammo. The requirement is that I'm out of ammo, because otherwise someone clearly has not been called yet. I don't think you should leave people with Olivia's perspective. I thought it was going to be a switching between perspectives of Olivia, and as they work with self-improvement with everything so far, I don't see the hope. It's a major problem from thinking just being around lab and misunderstanding that destroys everything. And then there's Clockmaker to utter skittle. I've pointed out in the other chapter, but in case of domestic violence, literally the first thing that's recommended, even if both parties want to reconcile, is separation. The fact that Olivia refuses to do so hints at how things will end in the long run. I just don't agree that Inco and Olivia have reached a point where they can start to heal and improve. If anything, they've just been getting worse because they're now both desperate to get back together again. Yeah, their desire to come back together is overriding any sense of, like, trying to fix things. They don't want to fix things. They just want to go back to normal, which isn't the fix. Crazy that you're considering removing and rewriting parts of your story and changing your initial idea because some random commenter wanted you to shove his wife into the story? That's a hell of an accusation, buddy. Direct threat to Olivia. As to the notion of removing, continuing Olivia's inner thoughts, do you think they'll serve your story? Do what you think will serve your story best? I mean, dude, it's their first story. Give them some tips and tricks, motherfucker. If you think making Olivia's POV is the best choice, go for it. You clearly know what you're doing. Again, I feel like Olivia's POV is just kind of meddling things, just kind of making things too clear for the reader, and creating a perspective of, like, no, it's fine, which it shouldn't be. Involving other characters is not a soap opera drama problem creation. We barely know this new character. Why is the default assumption that it will involve some dumb, endless love triangle fuckery? On the other hand, all other E2 fanfics I've read have them coming back together, so at least some different outcome would be a breath of fresh air. A more interesting read and a more realistic outcome. Inco and Livy's relationship has, by chapter 1, reached a point where the human is fully gaslit, verbal and psychological abuse is its absolute norm, and he has all the symptoms of a battered codependent wife. I can't believe Inco is a boy wife now. And we're just entering the realm of physical abuse as well. What exactly is there to fix from Inco's side? Man up, don't be a pussy, forgive and forget, be the man she wants you to be as much as one can, and should. Criticizes E1 version. E2 is absolutely a victim. He's a weak person in certain aspects, sure. Should change one good, of course. Is he going to reap the benefits from his improvement? But should Olivia be the one to reap the benefits of his improvements? I don't know, Wani endings are true canon. I don't care what the author has to say, because I don't think anything the author is gonna say is something I care to read. It's really the problem right now. Yet another Vicky chapter. Honestly, the comments are more interesting than anything the author's actually written at this point, because the author's just spinning wheels and talking in circles, and I'm like, bitch, the comments are better. Because they're actually talking about shit that needs to happen. Which is more than you're doing. I almost want to write this E2 myself, really. And maybe I will. I haven't written anything of late, so it's not going to happen. I should do this! Are you going to do it? No! I'm just a lame-o. Gravity in a Klein bottle. Portal to a pocket dimension is scarier than I thought. Man, I'm spooked. I like the conversation Olivia had with her dad, so because we're waiting for it shows That letter will be much more serious and deep between them regarding Inco and Vicky. It's fun how they meet and interact. This pathetic and somewhat volatile way of thinking regarding his relationship with Olivia, while Vicky brings a little more variety to the equation with how she expresses herself. She's a unique character among the more established girls in the setting. Wow. I mean, that doesn't say too much. Calculating part of me would say you should make Victoria not only the main character, but maybe a POV character as well, but the main love interest down the line. You've hit the proverbial goal with the characterization. With little perseverance, you write it to become the full person. Man, this does sound like I should probably keep reading, because it sounds like when Victoria shows up, the plot actually picks up some fucking pace and something starts to happen. That'd be great. Because I'm an old man, I've grown more fond of melancholic and bitter or bittersweet these days related solutions to stories. I find them more filling and flavorful, rather than the emotional equivalent to power fantasy provided by Happy and Saccharine. As these things, stories, I don't think there are any. Maybe we're mistaking E2 ones? There's no E3 Wani Fics? What? Olivia seems to have a constant need for new father figures. Her actual father, Randy Atacon, and finally Inco. Cool. I appreciate that this person does not understand what he's talking about. Don't be so self-critical. I remain on the fence, though. I remain in a way where I'm like, I don't know, man. Again, the comments are kind of like the interesting part here. I appreciate that they're not addressing the random commenters. Ugh. Bit of a character locked in the beginning. Oh, great. Why does this happen with chapters where it's like, no, we got double spacing? Man, there's so many fucking comments. Reasons for being pro-Victoria, she's cute and well-written. I always prefer fresh ideas to the constant same. In my line of work, I unfortunately deal with a lot of abusive relationship producers' households, so it irks me that E2 fanfics have Olivia get a happy ending. I know from real life that abusers get let off the hook for the most part, sooner or later go back to their original behavior, both from experience and all that. What the hell's happening here? Oh shit! Some shit's blowing up. Let's get to this. Let's, you know what? Let's do one more chapter worth of comments, because honestly, again, they're kind of the good part here. I kind of want to know what Vicky's all about, but I don't care about the actual writing. The chapters are so much... The comments are better. I was quite surprised at this... Dardragon 707. I was quite surprised at the chapter 2 as I didn't expect Inco to go visit the Atacon's grave. Even more so that he would meet Vicky again at the cemetery. I'm glad to know that Inco will go with Damien to talk. He really needs it, and it seems that he'll go with Olivia. With the little text interaction that Inco and Olivia had, I thought it was affecting her a lot, which is expected. And very likely something will happen if they go to talk with Damien and Liz and are cooking something here. Regarding the notes, it is your story. You know what you're going to write and do with your characters. And Sacrifice did a good job, blah, blah, blah. So we need to see what happens. Of course, I generate scenarios in my head. I have to mention that these notes are only for a couple of readers, not the rest. Enjoy feedback. Well, no need to get my dude in Christ, there's no need to get so defensive here. Somebody has to your intentions at that problem. There are people who believe that they should all... Okay, I get you. Writers often forget that they're writing a concrete timeline. Instead of dealing with the person she is here and then, they use their omnipotence of E4 Olivia somewhere in there. I want to go get her. That's why I think cope fics have such a bad reputation. It's partially because a lot of cope fics seem to think you can just switch gears. It's like all those past experience of the other ending just doesn't apply. Sure, Olivia's been a horrible bitch for 3 years, but she can go to be the person that she became in a completely different ending just like that. It's not how that works. It goes, you take which out that her behavior has been reinforced for 3 years straight. Look, Clockmaker is like the one smart guy in the room, it seems. Although other Skittle also has some good plans. Basically, the entire time she and Inco were in a relationship. At this point, it really isn't so much used to be different. More, it's the real you. Bad times have a long outweighed the good. Simply codependent and blind to see it. Dang. Where the fuck are all these other comments, then? Olivia's got to smell Victoria on him. Isn't it literally said that bariatrics have a sharp sense of smell? I don't mean in sexual context, more as like a predicate, a different story on them. Common responses among abusers. Bargaining, I can change. I can do anything I want. Pleading, don't leave me alone. Aggression, this one's more obvious. Self-harming, guilt-tripping, trapping, baiting. Or battening. Taking advantage of insecurities. Oh, battering. No, I don't show comments, is what I'm doing. Como. I never have the comments up when I'm looking at them, because I'm usually scrolling around all over the place, and I prefer these people don't necessarily have their faces all over the place. But thank you for the warning. There have been times when I've turned off the picture, and I was supposed to show it, and I didn't! Okay, trapping is like pregnancy, battering is beating him down, guilt tripping, obvious, self-harm, obvious. Yeah, but the text I'm reading, Como, are... It's intentional, okay? The chat is supposed to show, but not the comments I'm reading, which are over there, on the window. I don't show those for a reason. She's in a waifu running commenter. Don't worry, I'll keep it our secret. The more serious now, the more we flesh out, the more ding she becomes. Because she's a fucking character. I think people don't understand that the reason people probably like Victoria is because she's probably an actual fucking character that isn't constantly moping and weeping and sopping about things. Like, it's really easy to write a half-decent character. If you just try. God, I'm so sick and tired of this already. I just want to go home. I just want to go home. The comments apparently don't stop. I'm looking at chapter 15. It's like, man, we got 27. Apparently, it's mostly just Clockmaker arguing again. Account deleted. Oh, that's new. I didn't even know that could happen. I didn't know that it straight up said, like, yeah, account deleted, like that. That's neat. Interestingly enough, whoever account deleted is, apparently Gator enjoys, like, hot damn, it's you. So, someone out there who deleted their account is, like, super important, apparently. Man, that just got me going. I wonder what's going on. Using an OC is hard because you can be able to build a lot of context from scratch, and often from someone else's POV. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm just kind of pissed off right now. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna take a look at the chat, see if there's anything here. Sitting in the fence is fun, but the ER's head sister knows me by my name and actively uses me to traumatize students. I'll be back in a bit, and we'll go look at something completely different. But it might be a bit, because unfortunately I need to unclog my entire bowels. Please bring a plunger, and maybe that solid drain cleaner, right? That solid drain cleaner you can pour in something that's so heavy that it just pushes the crap out. I want that. I want to take a sip of that. I want to see what happens. Finally, I'm clog-free. I do genuinely feel that, like, apparently Victoria is going to be the point where the story gets good again. Because, my god, it has just been miserable. It does motivate me to write. Maybe I'll actually write something. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? Also, I want to talk about OCs and writing. I know what you're saying, but, like, in a good fic, you have to reestablish things anyway. It doesn't matter what you're doing and how you're writing. You kind of have to do the same anyway. Like, you should already introduce your characters piecemeal. So, if anything, you get more opportunities to sprinkle in stuff people don't already know. You know? Anyway,